After my disturbing experience delving into the history of Hiram Corncobbler as it related to the alleged haunting of Bicycle Park, I was loath to pursue further the history and notoriety of the Old Man of Corncobbler Hill, as he was once known. Yet, something about the legend and its mysteries continued to haunt my thoughts, and it was not long before I found myself traveling to the legendary Corncobbler Hill to explore Corncobbler Manor, a medieval-looking castle built by Corncobbler himself near the picturesque Devil Falls in the borderlands outside Godibo. Built in the 1930s, allegedly with the spiritual support of his confidant and advisor, Alistair Crowley, Corncobbler Manor is a remote and forbidding edifice. After a strenuous hike through mountainous, wooded terrain, one is slowly confronted by the sight of the castle as it looms out of the forest, a piece at a time. Long fallen into disrepair and decrepitude, the once fabulously appointed castle is now not much more than a sprawling ruin. Before we reach the castle proper, we come across these crude stone effigies, left here as a warning or invocation, we do not know. Who left these stone markers? Superstitious locals, as either an offering to the demon that haunts this place, or perhaps as talisman to ward away the unclean spirit. Or perhaps the whisperings we have heard are true, and pagan satanic worship has returned to once more stain this place with blood. Figuratively, one hopes. We leave this place with a sense of foreboding as we turn to approach Corncobbler Manor itself. Reaching the manor proper, one is confronted with these formidable stairs which lead up the side of the mountain into the main buildings themselves. Even one as relatively hale and hearty as myself found it an exhausting ordeal. Holy shit. God, there's more up that way. God, that killed me. Oh God, I thought I was in better shape than that. Jesus. Oh, what the hell am I fucking working out for? God, I think it's gonna kill me. One wonders how the elderly and oft decrepit Corncobbler could manage it. Perhaps he was flown aloft on the wings of cherubim or demons. Today we are in pursuit of not only the castle itself, but a legendary crypt-like vaulted chamber hidden within the recesses of the manor, whence it is whispered that one might catch a glimpse of the dread demon of Devil Falls itself, if but the stars align in your favor, or your misfortune, as the case may be. I passed through many rooms and chambers, arrayed in the cunning disorder of a madman. Gone are the appointments, tapestries, furnishings, and arcane symbols that once adorned this place, leaving but stark stone walls. What bacchanalial delights and demonic orgies festoon these very rooms, and what screams of both delight and torment reverberated off of these very walls, one can only shudder and imagine.
With this knife, I do deconsecrate the pineal juice. Kalima! Kalima!
I come to a perilously high precipice, tempting fate to look beyond its edge to the rock floor many stories below. It is said that this is where the most profane of rituals were performed. Human sacrifices said to delight Old Man Corncobbler to no end. Often the sacrifices were mere infants, hurled off of this precipice to splatter on the stone below. One can even imagine seeing the red-stained remnants of these sacrifices and smelling the awful stench of blood and decaying flesh so many feet below. Swooning with both vertigo and terror, one beats a hasty retreat from this place of long-ago sacrifice. Here we find Corncobbler's ethereal seance room, where it is said that he and his fellow followers of the dark path would call upon unclean spirits and literally wake the dead.
Unclean spirits, I call upon thee in the name of the Unholy One. Speak to me! Speak to me! Not now, Mr. Snifflebottoms. The daddy's incanting.
At last, after many harrowing twists and turns and dead ends, both figurative and literal, I have come with trembling dread to the most profane place of all, the crypt of the Demon of Devil Falls. Haltingly making my way in, I am soon engulfed by a blackness seemingly no light can penetrate. Following the arcane rituals laid out in ancient, forgotten texts, I am first required to call upon the demon to manifest in story or song. I call upon thee, dread spirit, make thyself known to this mortal, that I might feel the clammy touch of your foul spirit. Silence as my words echo on the vaulted, darkened chamber. And then, do my ears deceive me? Hearing the foul tongue of the demon lick my very eardrums, I shudder at the thought and fight every instinct in my being to flee screaming back into the light. But no, I have come thus far, and I must continue. Steeling myself with fortitude and clenching my jaw in determination, I prepare myself, both mentally and spiritually, for the next and final step in the baneful incantation. It is said that though no eye may see the demon of Devil Falls, if one but summons the demon thrice and then takes a flash photograph, the daemon, as those versed in the black arts call it, may reveal itself in the resulting photographs. I take a shuddering breath and proceed. I invoke thee, dread spirit. I invoke thee, dread spirit. I invoke thee, dread spirit! Today's modern photographical chicanery means I need not wait even the 1 hour of photographic legend for my pictures to be developed and placed in my trembling fingers. Through the magic of digital photography, I am able to check my pictures immediately. The first reveals only a blank stone wall. But the second picture reveals sends me screaming in terror from this befouled place. We close on the Devil Falls themselves, where Corncobbler was oft to be seen, sitting for hours staring into the pounding waters. What thoughts creeping within his skulls, none would say. At night, pagan dances would be performed in these waters, or so legend would suggest, to the prurient delight of Old Man Corncobbler himself. In later years he was reduced to sitting here on this aqueduct in a wheelchair, his beloved familiar, or Daemon Cat, Mr. Snifflebottoms, sitting on his lap, wheeled thence by his faithful manservant Ernesto. We leave this place now as we came upon it, seemingly emptied, but forever haunted by the presence that once stained forever this land, these people, the very walls of Corncobbler Manor, with a perversion of humanity so unspeakable that it remains unspeakable to this day, a presence that was once a man named Hiram Corncobbler, but is now forevermore known as the Demon of Devil.